Dragon Ball, horror, kaiju, and more. Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hey folks, it's Steven here, and welcome to another video where today we're going to be doing a top 5 list. I don't do these too often unless I get super excited, and when Tamashii Nations drops a teaser like this for the SH MonsterArts line, quite frankly, I can't help but get excited. Now, they did make mention that they are introducing a new series, and some folks thought that this might be for Universal Monsters, and some folks reached into the Lord of the Rings. Nope, folks, this is for Yu-Gi-Oh! Overall, Bandai does have the licensing for Yu-Gi-Oh! As they did branch out into Blue Eyes White Dragon and Exodia for their Figure-Rise amplified models. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Licensing is right now in full steam ahead mode with first 4 figures cranking out some statues. We have Mega House and we have Amakuni and a whole bunch of other companies pumping out statues. We have a few other companies doing action figures. Oh yeah, right now is prime time for Yu-Gi-Oh! And Tamashii Nations has been eyeballing this as a possibility for SH MonsterArts for nearly a decade, and now they've not confirmed that they are going to be doing some releases. And ya boys been loving Yu-Gi-Oh! For a long time. And when I say a long time, I have a first edition Blue Eyes White Dragon from the starter deck Kaiba that my mom bought for me at Toys R Us way back in the day. Yes, that is probably one of my most prized possessions. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dig into what I believe will be the top 5 contenders for the SH MonsterArts Yu-Gi-Oh! Line, and chances are you already know what they are. So we're not going to go into things like retrains, we're not going to go into things like super fusions and synchros and ixies and rituals and so forth, things like that. But they are going to be mentioned alongside those monsters. And what am I talking about? Well, obviously the number one contender and what they're probably going to start off with is going to be the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Everyone's going to want this. It's going to come with, you know, the Burst Stream of Destruction effect part. Of course they're going to do that, right? They wouldn't neglect something like that. White Lightning isn't known in the Duel Monsters anime for, you know, the dub in North America. This is just super duper obvious, and they can even do repaints, whether it's going to be an actual all-white dragon, if it's going to be blue, if it's going to be silver, like first 4 figures has done. And then, of course, if they did want to as supplement later, there is the alternative Blue Eyes. We do have Shining, we have Azure Eyes, and of course, we have Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which, if this line does succeed, and it probably will, we will have that release at some point in the future as a big lineup. Next up on the list is actually going to be a twofer, but if we're going to have one, we're going to have the other, the Dark Magicians. So first and foremost, we have the obvious Dark Magician, where we have quite a few releases here. First and foremost, we have the one that everyone knows and loves from the Duel Monsters era and from Starter Deck Yu-Gi, the purple hair and armor Dark Magician. Very cool, probably going to be one of the safer ones to go with, but then we have the Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon, armor and hair one that folks do know and love. I actually prefer this one a little bit, the one with the green skin. This one I think makes a lot of sense as well for them to go with, because there is an easy Arcana Dark Magician repaint where it's basically no effort and they can do it as a premium Bandai release. No issues. However, there is going to also be, which they did kind of do this one for a Shonen Jump promo, the Dark Side of Dimensions release as well that they could do, which Vulcan Log did too. So that would be pretty fun to put those two head to head. Now, I'm not going to include this as an entirely separate release, as I alluded to by just saying the Dark Magicians. There's the Dark Magician Girl. Do I need to say anything else? No, I really don't. Alright, third up on this list, chances are you already know what I'm going to say. We have Blue Eyes, we have Dark Magician. Let's go ahead and complete the trifecta, the Red Eyes Black Dragon. Likewise, for the Blue Eyes White Dragon, this one opens itself up to plenty of opportunities for not only repaints, but also spin-offs to other things. We have things like the Black Skull Dragon. We can even add in a supplementary Summon Skull at some point down the line, so this way we can have a fantastic display. There are plenty of optional parts like Infernal Fire Blast that can be added in, Red Eye Spirit, and we can even go super duper beast mode with Red Eye's Darkness Metal Dragon at some point in the future. Quite frankly, Red Eyes just makes sense from a business standpoint because there's a lot that they can do. Now for the next one, number 4 on the list, okay, it's a cop-out, but honestly, if you're going to get one, chances are you're probably going to get them all. The Egyptian gods, Obelisk, Slifer, and Ra. Now Ra, they have 3 different options there, whether it's going to be Sphere, Ra proper, or Phoenix, but let's just go ahead and keep it simple and just assume Ra. Yes, they are separate monsters and they can be included in their own category, but again, realistically speaking, if you're going to get one, chances are you'll get them all, and they'll probably space them out over time to make it easier on the wallet. Right? So we will have, Slifer with the second mouth ability, we'll have the Fist of Fate, or whatever you're going to call it from the original release, and then Ra with his myriad of attacks. I think this is also great as an opportunity for maybe a yearly jumbo release that would be, $200-250. Solid choice. Now, for the last one, the wild card, Stardust Dragon. This is going to be an awesome opportunity for collectors to have not only something that is very popular amongst fandom, but also that folks will be able to recognize even if they're somewhat casual fans, because it's Stardust Dragon and quite frankly is the flagship synchro monster. This is something that a lot of folks are really familiar with if they've come back to the game after the Duel Monsters era when they were first introduced to the white card border. And just like the other dragons that have been introduced in this lineup, there are plenty of other options that will spin off of Stardust Dragon, whether it will be Shooting Star Dragon or Queso Dip Dragon. Quite frankly, this is a winner. Oh, and then also you have like the Excel Synchro stuff. Yeah, this is a good choice. So overall, those are going to be the top 5 releases that I think Tamashii Nation should really consider when they think about what releases will come up for the Yu-Gi-Oh line. Obviously, for the 4 that I made mention, those are probably going to be shoo-ins because let's be real here, any Yu-Gi-Oh fan, they're probably going to buy those, and those are very safe releases. But beyond that, I think those would be great releases to sort of kickstart the line and also have very big releases that folks can sink their teeth into. We could also do stuff like Build-A-Figure stuff for Exodia, which that's just the game, right? You draw 5 pieces, you win. Why not go ahead and do an arm, a leg, a body? That works. We can also, dig into stuff that only fans of the game would know. Like maybe we could do Thunder Dragon Colossus, or maybe we could even do the mutants. Could we do maybe Rainbow Dragon, or can we do Firewall Dragon? I think that would be cool as well. Now, obviously, I gave my choices that I think would be really good. How about you? What do you think you want out of this line? Drop in the comments down below. I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts, because even though I'm kind of out of the meta, I still like to check in on the cards every now and then. Yeah, I think it's pretty fun. So, again, let me know what you think down below. And why don't you let Tamashii Nations know as well? They are watching. Thanks to the patrons who support every month, and even just this month, videos like this are a little bit of a risk, and though I do like taking those risks, this is a little bit of a softened blow, so this way I make sure at least videos are successful. So thank you so much for your support. And now here's going to be the end card where I do have some other Yu-Gi-Oh videos that are up, but with, again, the licensing blast that has happened over the last year or so, and with an anniversary coming up, we do have more Yu-Gi-Oh stuff coming on the horizon. Thanks again for watching, folks, and I'll catch ya in the next video.